Hello, I'm Glenn Haddox. My son is a student here at Trident Academy, 11th grader. This is our second year. We transferred here when he was entering the 10th grade. We went through the process. My son was diagnosed in the 6th grade in public school as a dyslexic, and by the way, so am I. So that's not that surprising. When we first went through medical evaluation, they told us 2 years. They'll get him caught up. He'll be back in regular school. Everything will be good. That's not how our situation went, and by most of the parents I've talked to, that's not the situation they also have gone through. So the commitment to come to a dyslexic setting is probably through the high school years, which turns out to be a really good thing. One of the big things that we saw was he went to a school that was for junior high and ended in junior high. It was a very nurturing environment, very hands-on, similar to Trident. He did very well there. We tried a dyslexic school that was closer to our home in Virginia, but their solution was college prep like Trident, but through homework. And so they tried more and more homework, which destroyed the social setting of the school and also made it a very unfun event for the child. Since my son has come to Trident, he's much happier. The homework load allows times for the kids to be teenagers and to enjoy high school. He's maintained an AB average this year and most of last year. He's excited about going on to college, which was very important to us, and he is next year should be ready to transition without any issues. One of the questions that are typically asked of me is the unique characteristics of Trident, and it's kind of hard to explain that in itself, so the best way I used is a comparison to our experience with other schools. The other high school dyslexic school that we tried said they followed the patterns of Orton-Gillingham, but what we saw in reality is they were more of a Wilson school, more phonetics and a lot of homework, redundancy kind of stuff, where in the Orton-Gillingham is more of a totally sensory understanding of material. Because one of the things we've experienced, my son has some great strengths and some areas of concern, and memorization and pattern recognition are not two of his strong suits, which are not also unusual for dyslexics. So the balance is more there of a more total education approach, and it spills over into the homework. Our experience before was homework cured everything, and all it did was drive my wife and my son insane. And here there's homework, but it's more what you would expect, a review of the material at hand and material set up to get them ready for college. Recently a friend of mine asked me, well, what pushed you over the top to pick Trident over other schools that are available? From our experience that we had, the high school that Ryan was going to that claimed to be Orton-Gillingham, which really just meant they were trying to follow the principles of, we contacted the Orton-Gillingham folks and found out that Trident was a certified school from them and in good standings. And also we interviewed schools in Georgia, Massachusetts, and in Florida. Of the schools we looked at, Trident was far and above, more organized, and had a better game plan on how they were going to take a child who was coming in with issues and behind academically, and how they were going to get them caught up and prepared to enter college and actually succeed in college. And that was a very strong factor for me, because the other ones just kind of hoped they would get there. They didn't really have a concrete plan of getting there. A side note to discuss is some of the growth things that have happened to my son since he was here. When we transitioned here, my son, like a lot of dyslexic kids, were very shy. And so he just kind of wanted to hide in the background. When you have this few of kids, that's difficult. But with encouragement, they actually talked him into being the school mascot. and at his size of 6'6", he is like the biggest mascot you've ever seen. And now you couldn't get him not to be the mascot. So if I had to bet, I would have never bet that the school could have got him to do that. And that also follows, to face their problems with reading, it kind of follows the same pattern. Get them to take the challenge, not be afraid of it, and to expect to succeed when they put forth the effort.